What's up guys, welcome back to Worshlead. In today's video I want to show you guys how to play the song Manger Throne by Phil Wickham. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so Manger Throne by Phil Wickham is originally in the key of G, the tempo is 76 beats per minute, and the time signature is 4/4. And for today's lesson I'm only going to be showing you one way how to play it, and that way does not require the use of a capo. But if you do wish to buy a capo, check out the links down below in the description box and you can buy one that's best for you. And also, if you guys want to see the full chord charts for this song, you can check out the link down below to my website. You can purchase it for a reasonable price and you can follow along. But before I show you what chords we'll be playing, I want to show you the strumming pattern first. The strumming pattern that we'll use will remain consistent pretty much throughout the whole song. The strumming pattern that we'll use will go something like this. It's going to be down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. That strumming pattern again will be down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. And what I'll do with that strumming pattern is I'll play it at full speed and then I'll slow it down right after. This is the strumming pattern at full speed. And this is the strumming pattern at a slower speed. If you struggle with the strumming pattern, no worries, just try your best, keep practicing it, and you'll get it. So now that we have the strumming pattern down, I can show you what chords we'll be playing. So like I mentioned before, we'll be playing this in the key of G, and we'll be using 6 chords total. So the 6 chords that we'll be playing within the key of G will be as followed. It's going to be a G chord, D, also a C chord, or C and 9, E minor 7, or just your standard E minor will be fine. We'll also be playing B minor. And then lastly, we'll be playing A minor. So to start off the song, we can go ahead and play the intro. And for the intro, we'll be playing the following chord progression using the following chords. It's going to be E minor, D, G, B minor, and then C. And we'll play that chord progression twice for the intro. And something to note about the intro is that when we play the first 4 chords in this chord progression, the E minor, D, G, and B minor, we'll be doing 1 down strum for each of those 4 chords. But then once we get to the C chord, we'll be doing our normal strumming pattern. So then for the intro, our strumming pattern is just a little bit different, but the only difference is that for the first 4 chords, we'll be doing 1 down strum for each of those 4 chords. If that's a little confusing, no worries, just look at the next scene and you'll know what I'm talking about. The intro will go something like this. So then after the intro, we can go straight into the first verse. The first verse is split up into 2 different chord progressions, but I'll show you the first chord progression now. The first chord progression that we'll be using for the first verse will be as followed. It's going to be E minor, D, G, C, back to G, then E minor, D, G, B minor, and then C. And we'll play that chord progression 2 times for the first part of the verse. But the second part of the verse, which starts with the line, "But you chose meekness over majesty," that's a different chord progression. We'll be using the following chord progression for that part. It's going to be A minor, E minor, and D. And we'll play that chord progression twice for the second part of the verse. The verse will go something like this. You could have stepped into creation with fire all to see, brought every tribe and nation to their knees. The rulers of the earth all bowing down, but you chose meekness over majesty. Hey guys, just really quickly, if you're liking today's video, don't forget to hit the like button down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, it would help out the channel tremendously. If you do subscribe, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell to get updates for future videos. Let's get back into the lesson. So then after the verse, we can go straight into the chorus. And for the chorus, we will be playing a different chord progression. We'll be using the following chords. It will be a G chord, C, back to G, E minor, D, G, C, D, E minor, then we'll switch to a C, G, D, and then end the chorus with an E minor. We'll play that chord progression once for the chorus. The chorus will go something like this. Glory be to you alone, King who reigns from a manger throne. My life, my praise, everything I own to Jesus, the King on the manger throne. So then after that first chorus, Phil Wickham goes back into another verse, which is the same chord progression as before, no changes there. And then he goes back into a second chorus, which is the same chord progression as before, no changes there. So then after the chorus, we can go straight into the bridge. And for the bridge, we will be playing a different chord progression. We'll be playing the following chords, which will be C, D, E minor, G, and then back to C. And we'll play that chord progression twice for the bridge. The bridge will sound something like this. From heaven to the cradle, from the cradle to the cross, let heaven and nature sing, this is our King. But the grave couldn't hold him, our God has overcome. Let heaven and nature sing, this is our King. So then after the bridge, Phil Wickham goes into a tag just before going into that last chorus, and that tag includes the line, All Hail the King. And the chord progression that we'll be using for the tag will be as followed. It's going to be a C chord, D, E minor, and then D. And we'll play that chord progression once for the tag. The tag will sound something like this. All hail the King, all hail the King, all hail the King. And so then after that tag, Phil Wickham goes into one last chorus, which is the same chord progression as before, no changes there. And so to ultimately conclude the song, we can go ahead and play a G chord. And that's pretty much how we can play Manger Throne by Phil Wickham. Alright guys, so that's the lesson for Manger Throne by Phil Wickham. If you have any questions whatsoever about today's lesson, leave them down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And if you guys have any other song recommendations or song requests that you want to see for future tutorials, leave them down below. I would love to see those ideas. And before leaving the video, don't forget to hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe button and notification bell. It would help out the channel tremendously. But overall, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope everyone is doing well. Remember to keep safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.